In today's video, we're going to talk about silver and gold during an SHTF situation and whether or not I think the precious metals are the best to use to buy and sell things that you need, or if it would make more sense to barter and trade with prepping items and useful skills. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and staying safe. It's a great day to have a great day. Today, I want to talk about silver and gold and how they could be used or how they would be of importance in an SHTF situation. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Also, subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Go check it out. The link will be in the description. And if you want to get some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel, I would really appreciate it. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. But today, we got to talk about the silver. We got to talk about the gold. A lot of people say that the silver and the gold would be excellent during an SHTF situation because you can use the precious metals for barter and trade. Now, this might be the case, but at the same time, it might not be. We're going to get into it, and obviously we're going to be talking about silver and gold, which is going to lead us into a little bit of prepping. And if you want to know my favorite type of prepping, it's not clicking on links or texting numbers sent to me from people who are pretending to be me. That's right, there's some moron out there who's using my picture and using my name here on YouTube. So if you leave a comment and somebody responds back to it using my name and picture, and they're saying text me or text my broker or hit me up on WhatsApp or whatever, don't text them. That's not me. You could even click on their profile and it brings you to some page that says it has like 2 subscribers and the page was created like 3 weeks ago. That is not me, and I'm going to put something up on the screen, real versus fake. I know it's not really that big of a difference, but a fake account, their comments look like everybody else's comments where their name is just normal like that. But a comment left by me, it has that gray bubble around it. I really wish YouTube made it obnoxiously obvious, like a big giant red circle around my profile picture to make it a little bit more clear that it is in fact me, but it is what it is. Just giving you guys a little bit of heads up. Anyway, back to the silver and the gold. I wanted to talk about this today because for the last couple of years, ever since I got started stacking silver and gold, I've gotten so many comments from so many people. I've had so many conversations with so many different people. I've heard it talked about on so many other channels saying that the silver and the gold would be used for barter and trade during an SHTF situation. Gold for larger purchases, potentially vehicles, potentially homes or property or whatever the case may be, and silver for smaller items such as food and whatever it is that you would normally need to buy at the store. I always found this to be somewhat on the fence. I always thought that this was something that I personally didn't view as accurate, and the reason I say that is because no one knows about silver and gold. Nobody knows about the valuation. Nobody knows how much silver is worth, how much gold is worth, the difference between the two metals. Nobody understands wealth preservation or utilizing the pieces of metal as a hedge against inflation. Nobody seems to understand real, true, honest money or the history of money or really anything that has to do with silver and gold. So why in the world, if some crazy state of emergency catastrophe were to take place, would everyone out there magically, automatically understand and go right to, okay, yeah, we're going to go buy precious metals now. We know exactly what they are. People don't understand the precious metals. They don't understand the precious metals today. And if SHTF were to happen tomorrow morning, it wouldn't just trigger something in their mind and make them automatically understand and go buy silver and gold, coins, rounds, and bars, rather than fiat glorified IOU debt note dollar bills. Now, the reason I bring this up is because if people don't understand what something is worth, they're not going to accept it. They're not going to take it. I could offer something to somebody, and if they don't want it, they're not going to take it. They're only going to take it if they understand it. They're only going to take it if they want it. They're only going to take it if it's something that they're familiar with or something that they desire. And if they've never heard of silver and gold coins, rounds, and bars and stacking for long-term wealth preservation purposes, odds are they're probably not going to want it. Now, what's funny about the silver and the gold is that in the silver and gold stacking community, of course, we can trade coins, rounds, and bars for different products or services or whatever the case may be. But how many of us are really out there? In the grand scheme of things, there are not that many of us. And If it's something that somebody is unfamiliar with, I don't believe they're going to accept it. I don't believe they're going to understand what it is or want it or agree with you, and it's not going to work that way. A transaction doesn't work if you're using some type of money or currency that somebody isn't accepting. Just because you tell them that it's worth X amount of dollars or it's worth whatever it is that they have to offer, I don't really think it's going to align with their way of thinking. It's probably going to go right over their head, just like anything else. I mean, for example, if I have this right here and I just happen to tell somebody, oh, this is worth that, therefore let's trade. They don't know what it is. They're not going to agree with it. They're going to say that's not worth that. Same thing goes for little 2-inch by 3-inch pieces of cardboard with pictures on them, with pictures of people, pictures of little freaking Pokemon, whatever the case may be. Some of these things are going for $150,000. Now, why are they going for that much? It's because of the collectability, maybe the rarity. Maybe there's a lot of hype and excitement regarding these trading cards, but if someone like me, or someone like you, or someone like him, or someone like her, handed this right here to somebody who doesn't follow basketball, doesn't know the first thing about basketball, they've never heard of Michael Jordan before, and said, hey, you want this little piece of cardboard? They're probably going to say no. And if they say yes, and we say, okay, I'll give it to you for $3,000. They're going to say no. They don't understand. Now, by the way, what's funny about this trading card right here, one might say it's worth $3,000. Somebody else might say it's worth $5. Somebody else might say it's worth $1 million. And the only reason it's worth anything at all is because a group of people can come to a conclusion that, yes, that's how much it's worth. Yes, it's worth something. No, it's not just a little piece of cardboard. Sounds pretty familiar, doesn't it? A little piece of paper of some sort with a picture of some person, maybe some numbers. Sounds pretty familiar, I would say. But regardless, not to compare the silver and the gold to cardboard or to fiat glorified IOU dollar bills, I was just using that as an analogy, as an example, because people don't want what they don't know. People don't buy what they don't know. People don't desire what they don't know. The silver and the gold, yes, that's a physical, tangible asset to help you preserve your wealth for the long term and store value. But people don't know what they are. But what's another example of a physical, tangible item that people are familiar with, that people do want, people need to survive? Food, clean, purified, drinkable water, tools, first aid kits, medical supplies, stuff like that. To barter and trade, I think those types of items are a whole lot better than silver and gold. Now, I don't really think that, but for the average Joe, if you're going to barter and trade with the average Joe, I think those items are a whole lot better. Which is why I got myself tons of different types of preps. I have canned goods. I have long shelf life foods. I have a water purification unit. I have a food dehydrator to make fruits and vegetables last a whole lot longer. I have a portable power station that can be charged via solar. And of course, I have a portable fire pit cooking stove. All 4 of those products will be linked in the description. They are the 4 staples of just things that have helped me out quite a bit and things that I believe will help me out a lot during emergency situations. Now, what's funny about SHTF is that everyone thinks of something differently when they hear of SHTF. Stuff hitting the fan. That's what SHTF stands for. But what does it mean? What exactly is it? What would a real-life SHTF situation look like? If you ask 10 different people, you're going to get 10 different answers. Someone might view a really disastrous hurricane as somewhat of a SHTF situation, or a solar flare, or an attack on the power grid, or nuclear warfare, or doomsday. It could mean a bunch of different things, which is why a lot of people are preparing for everything they can possibly think of. Or maybe it's not anything dangerous. Maybe it's not anything disastrous. Maybe it's something more like the collapse of a certain type of currency, which is pretty dangerous and disastrous, but a little bit different than hurricanes and nuclear warfare, if you know what I'm talking about. What if the dollar were to collapse? Which I personally don't believe it will. I think it will be slowly but surely dwindled away. I think it's going to happen so subtly, so discreetly that people aren't even going to notice. I'm going to notice, you're probably going to notice, he's going to notice, she's going to notice, but the average Joe, it's going to go right over their head. But what if I'm wrong? What if the dollar bill actually completely falls on its face and we wake up in the morning one day and all of a sudden there's no more dollar? This has happened in other countries before. People have used their paper fiat glorified IOU debt notes once they officially became worthless. Now, one could say that they're already worthless, but they're worth what we believe that they're worth.
Oh, it's worth $10 because it says $10 on it. Oh, it's $50, $100. That's how much it's worth.
It's a piece of paper. It has no intrinsic value. The silver and the gold, that has intrinsic value. These are used all over the planet. They've been here for thousands and thousands of years. These right here, this is a man-made concept, a man-made invention. In fact, it was initially designed to be an IOU. But anyway, if the dollar bill were to completely fall on its face, that's when the silver and the gold could come in handy. However, again, the average Joe doesn't know what the precious metals are. If you go to some random person at the store and say, hey, name a precious metal, maybe they can think of gold. Most people have never even heard of palladium before. Most people don't think of silver when they think of quote-unquote valuable precious metals. People in the silver and gold stacking community have never even heard of rhodium before. Point being is that the silver and the gold, I personally believe, would make the most sense to those of us who are stacking the silver and the gold. I don't think people would transition on over from fiat currency dollars, or not even fiat currency dollars. I don't think people would transition away from their little piece of plastic credit cards and debit cards. Which, by the way, if anybody doesn't have this card and you want one, make sure you apply for it through a referral link. If you get approved, you and the person that referred you each get a $50 statement credit. If you know somebody with the card, use their link. If you don't know anybody with the card, you're more than welcome to use my link. The PayPal category is coming up. If you link that card to your PayPal account and you get silver and gold online using PayPal, you can get 5 to 10% cash back, depending on if it's your first year or not. If it's your first year, 10% back. If it's after your first year, you're going to get 5% back, which is still very generous. Link in the description if anybody needs it. The point I'm trying to make is that I don't think people would transition away from their little pieces of plastic. I don't think people would transition away from their little pieces of paper and move towards the precious metals if they don't know what it is. So something that we can continue doing is educating people. Something we can continue to do is inform those around us. Now, a lot of people say that you shouldn't tell anybody about the silver and the gold. As somebody who makes videos telling thousands and thousands and thousands of people every single day about the silver and the gold, I would probably disagree. But the people in your day-to-day life, if you don't really feel like you can trust them, or you don't have a lot of respect for the friends or family members or coworkers that you may have, or you think they're gonna try to steal it from you or something like that, you don't have to tell them. I can count on one hand the people that I know in real life that know that I have silver and gold. And each of the people who do know only know a little bit. They think that I just have maybe a handful of coins or a little bit of a coin collection. I haven't even talked about it to anybody in a couple of years now. When I first got started, I told a couple of people, but other than that, nobody really knows. Reason for that is because nobody has to know. I don't run around telling people how much cash I have in the bank, so why would I run around telling people how much money I have in the safe? Doesn't make sense to me, so it's my own financial business, so I keep that to myself. But if an SHTF situation were to occur, in my personal opinion, what I believe to be the best for barter and trade, a physical, tangible item, I believe the preps, and something intangible, something that is not physically there. Knowledge, your skills, what you can do for other people, not the products, but the services. For example, if you're someone that gardens or farms, if you're someone that fixes cars, if you're someone that works on electrical or plumbing or something like that, if you've worked in the medical field, there's so many different jobs out there. There are so many different skills out there for us to develop. There are so many things we can learn. There are so many books to read. There are so many ways of practicing and potentially perfecting some of these skills. Not only for ourselves, but for the people around us. We can give them a service in exchange for a product, in exchange for money, in exchange for silver and gold, currency, food, clean drinking water, or just something that they have. Barter and trade. It doesn't have to be an item for an item. It could be an item for a service. So make sure you're developing the skills. Make sure you are perfecting the skills. Make sure you're practicing the skills. Make sure you're reading the books and learning as much as you can. Make sure you're retaining the information, because if SHTF were to occur, you would be somebody that can provide so much more value than someone out there who has absolutely nothing to offer the world. Just some of my thoughts, some of my opinions. Nothing in this video or on this channel is financial advice. Do your own research, form your own opinions, make your own decisions based off of your conclusions, not mine. But I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know, what are your thoughts on using the silver and the gold for barter and trade? I've been stacking silver for a little over 3 years, and still to this day, I don't think it makes perfect sense, because I know for an absolute fact that 99.9% of people have no idea about the precious metals. They don't understand the valuations. They don't understand where it comes from, the difference between coins and rounds. They don't understand how it's weighed. They don't understand what troy ounces even are. They've never even heard of silver and gold stacking as a thing. They understand what the jewelry is. They understand the color of the two metals, but if you put a little silver bar next to a platinum bar and shuffle them up, they would have no idea which one is which. They're the same color. You would say, which one's silver? They would say,
No, they're both silver.
people don't understand the silver and the gold. People don't understand what they're not familiar with. So what we can do, or should I say, what I will continue to do, I will continue to teach people about the silver and the gold. Every single time I put out a video, I'm teaching somebody something. And guess what? All the comments that I get on my videos, I'm learning something from someone as well. I will continue to have the mindset and the mentality where I work to teach those who are willing to learn and learn from those who are willing to teach. The more people that understand what silver and gold are and how much they're worth and what they can do for them, the more likely they would be to accept silver and gold as either a payment or a transaction if they're just trading something of theirs for something of ours. Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to barter and trade with precious metals. And if anybody's interested in joining the Precious Metals VIP Club, it's where I can do things on my own terms, not on YouTube's terms, my terms. I'm hosting privately held live streams. They're smaller and easier to manage. I'm also doing giveaways, discounts, personalized promo codes, shout-outs, deal alerts when silver and gold is on sale on a variety of different websites. And of course, you can watch all of my videos early and commercial-free. Come join the Precious Metals VIP Club. It'll be the first link in the description. You're invited. I'd be happy to have you. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to hit that subscribe button like a Karen hits a bus window. Or you can hit the subscribe button like a Karen hits another Karen. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel, for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Go check it out. The link will be in the description. Trying really hard to hit 2,000 subscribers. We just hit 1,900, and I appreciate that. Working really hard for the second channel to hit 2,000 subscribers before the main channel hits 15,000 subscribers. Head on down to the comments and let me know which one do you think is going to hit the milestone first. And if you want to help support the channel in the biggest possible way, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. Of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products, t-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations, such as the recently released Kraken Stackin' t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug inspired by the beautiful 2-ounce silver Kraken coin, which, by the way, is helping us raise a little bit of funds and awareness for ocean cleanup charity organizations at no additional cost to you. It comes out of my pocket, not yours. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know, once again, what are your thoughts on the silver and the gold for barter and trade during an SHTF situation? Keep in mind, SHTF means something different to everyone. Like I said, some people view it as a catastrophic natural disaster. Somebody else might view it as something along the lines of the collapse of the US dollar. Somebody else might view it as nuclear warfare. Somebody else might view it as something else. Everyone envisions it differently. And in fact, there were a lot of people who viewed 2020 as SHTF, especially the beginning, March and April of 2020. I remember going outside, sky was all dark, no one was coming outside, everybody's blinds were closed, there weren't any cars on the road. I was looking around and be like, wow, I feel like I live in a ghost town. And it's freezing cold outside and the sky is dark gray. It seems like the end of the world. Everyone views it differently, but head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.